Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Garden of Sports Fantasy Hockey Podcast. I'm your host, Zach Gardner, alongside my brother, Jake.
What's going on, everybody?
Very nice, very nice.
Let's some sports.
Yeah, so Jake's being replaced this week by Hulk Hogan, so we'll have Jake back next week. No.
Oh, God.
What's going on, brother?
I'm just excited for some hockey.
Yeah, so today we got Week 15 Fantasy Hockey waiver ads and preparation. We're going to hit you with our weekly 3x3 here, but first, as always, can't be a hockey podcast.
As they say in hockey, let's do that hockey.
All right, so
Thanks, Chance.
breaking on in here. My first guy off the board, Keandre Miller. We've been talking about him a lot if you've been listening to the podcast, but I think he's still worth mentioning because he's still only 31.1% rostered, and this guy's just going crazy over the last 2 weeks. Breaking out in a big way lately. Definitely needs to be higher owned. Over his last 7 games, it's 2 goals and 2 assists in 3 games played. He is getting, it's weird. He's getting he's getting 22, 23 minutes a night, sometimes even more than that. And he's not on a power play right now. He is on the second line, or second pairing, and he's on the penalty kill, but he's not on a power play at the moment, which is kind of surprising. I wonder if they're going to put him on one eventually. Normally, he's on the second power play. That's what I kind of remember him on, especially last year in the playoffs when he started doing his little breakout thing where I started noticing him a little bit. So I wonder, it's crazy that he's getting that many minutes. I mean, that's how good of an actual defenseman he is, how good he is at actual defense. They just want him out there as much as possible. So, even though he starts the game on the second pairing, I think he overlaps shifts because they need him out there because he's such a big physical presence. So I think that's how he still gets the minutes, and he's putting the biscuit in the basket lately, huh, Jake?
Yeah, he's kind of doing a little bit of everything, and he hasn't slowed down like he has in the past months where maybe he had a hot week and then he was down. This has been 2 weeks in a row, solid play, and he could be the breakout guy you've been talking about for a while.
Yeah, and I love that. I've been talking about him for a long time as a breakout guy, and I did not jump at the opportunity to get him like I probably should have. I was like, I'm going to wait it out a little bit for the first time I've really ever decided to take the slow approach, and it backfires on me, of course. But yeah, Keandre Miller, I really like this guy. I think this is a guy you pick up now, get if you can, and I really think this could be like a rest of the season hold here. I think this guy's that good. So we'll just kind of keep monitoring that. Sure. That's my first guy. Jake, who you got?
I have Eli Tolvanen. He's only 8.5% rostered. So my stats here a little off, but on a heater with 3 goals and 1 assist in the past 4 games, excluding today's game. I typed this up before today's game was played, and so today he actually didn't score, but he still got good minutes. He's still getting shots on goal, so
well, you love to
still
see
think
that,
he's a good player. But
goal.
The 4 games before that, 3 goals, 1 assist. He's hot right now, and so are the Kraken. So I have a couple of those guys here, but I just think this is no Keandre Miller, but a solid stream throughout the week. I think week 15.
Yeah, definitely a good roster move right now that you could make. He's on a bit of a hot streak, and I've always kind of liked Eli Tolvanen. Kind of surprised, honestly, that he was waived by the Predators. I mean, the guy's very talented. He was a highly thought of prospect in their system. Has a beautiful. Everyone always just goes on and on about his beautiful wrist shot, which is evident when he's on the power play. I mean, he's a guy that belongs on a top power play eventually when he gets to the team that's going to utilize him like he should be used, which maybe the Kraken are starting to do. I mean, the guy needs to be on a power play just with his playmaking and shooting ability. And the fact that he's getting shots on goal and getting ice time, even though he might not have scored tonight, like Jake's just mentioned, he was our streamer of the day, but you love to see the shots on goal. You love to see the ice time. So, I mean, this is a very good move you can make with a young guy, kind of starting to break out. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely go pick him up. I like this one a lot.
Enough said. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. And
Who
then
do you got here?
moving on, I got Lucas Raymond, 49%
Mm.
rostered. So on Detroit Red Wings, had a kind of a breakout year last year. People were thinking he's going to take that to the next level this year, and kind of had a slow, disappointing start to the season. Starting to turn that around lately, though. Over his last 7 games, he's got 3 goals, 4 assists, and 3 games played. So, and Lucas Raymond starting to do some Lucas Raymond things. So, start going to pick him up now because he's starting to shoot up the percent rostered lists. So go get him if he's available.
Could be your last chance. Could be your last chance.
Yeah,
You heard it here first.
He's just Mr. Points lately the last couple weeks. So go get him while you can.
Agreed. My second guy, Jordan Eberle. Hopefully I said that right. 15.8% rostered. Another Kraken player. But he's maybe even doing better than Tolvanen here. 2 goals and 5 assists in the past 5 games. Let's see how he did today. 0 goals, 0 assists today. They were just playing the Tampa Bay Lightning, and sometimes you just can't keep up with those guys. But before today,
that's a rough one.
Yeah, 2 goals and 5 assists in 5 games. I think he could also keep up the hot streak amongst the team, and I really like this guy's a stream option. Not as much of a long-term hold as Zach's 2 guys. My 2 guys are more stream them while they're hot, because I don't think it's going to be like season long, That's the Kraken we're talking about here. But
yeah. Exactly.
Yes, sir. I mean, he's nothing pretty, but I think he's a good floor stream player.
There you go. I agree. He's one. He is one of their top 6. So they're giving him good minutes, and he's a guy he's a hot and cold guy, and he can put the biscuit in the basket for sure. And he's definitely a guy to think about when you're looking at somebody for the bottom of your roster. Definitely.
Sure.
Which is kind of where we're at this point in the year. We're looking to fill out that bottom of the roster for your playoff push.
Exactly.
My last guy here, Yanni Gord, another Seattle Kraken.
Oh wow, big Kraken fans.
We're all over the Kraken. We like the Kraken this week.
Love the logo. Love the graphic.
Oh man, but yeah, Yanni Gord, he's 11.3% rostered. Another guy had a slow start, but he's starting to turn it around now. Over his last 7 games, 1 goal and 5 assists in 4. Over his last 7 days, it's 1 goal, 5 assists in 4 games played. So doing really good, getting some assists. He's getting top 6 minutes, and so just kind of ho hum lately. He's just doing kind of starting to look like the player he was looking at, and when he was on the Lightning, and looking like he was looking at times last year. He's starting to look really good. So he might be in his kind of form right now where you want to go pick him up, and he's normally a pretty consistent guy, so I think this is a good move you can make. Yanni Gord.
I like it. My third guy off the board, Ryan Graves. He's 18.5% rostered, and as of today, he's got 2 goals and 4 assists in the past 5 games. So,
oh wow,
probably my top guy to grab. Should put him at the top here. He just kind of creeps me out. He looks like a vampire.
Yeah, he does.
I would not want to run into this guy in an alley. Let me tell you. I think he would suck you dry.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Please? No, just kidding.
But look, it looks like he's from one of these vampire shows, man.
He does. He looks like old Dracula.
Yeah, he's like Dracula's son who's pissed at his father, so he ran off. He's like, I'm going to go do something with my life. I'm going to go play in the NHL, and fuck you, Dad. And he goes, and he has himself a mediocre career right now, so pretty cool.
There you go. Geez, the biography's coming out next year, but we just, spoiled it, I guess.
Seriously, watch out, though.
Yeah, that's wow. That's awesome.
If you live in New Jersey, man, I'm just telling you.
The life and times of Ryan Dracula Graves. Yeah. Look for that on your bookshelves next year. But yeah, Ryan Graves doing great. Like Jake said, those numbers don't lie. And hips don't lie either, but those numbers are looking great.
Oh my God.
and he's doing great. So, it's hard to find scoring D-men, and he is, ever since he came back from missed those couple games with injury, he's looking like a different player. He went from allergic to points, and now he is just finding points everywhere. Like it's just like slow down with the points there, Ryan Graves. Like it's crazy. Ever since the calendar turned to the new year, he's been a different looking player. So,
yeah, man, watch out.
Yeah, and now we're gonna break into surprises of the week. We hope you enjoyed our 3x3 and go pick up some of those guys. And without any further ado,
a surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
I got Quinn Hughes. Quinn Hughes, defenseman on Vancouver Canucks. He's looking pretty dominant lately. He was the top point getter in our league, Jake, this last week. With Vancouver struggling, you would not know that he's so good looking at his number. You wouldn't know that Vancouver's struggling so much looking at his numbers. He's got 38 points in 39 games, and he's starting to score some goals. Like he was getting like an assist a game pretty much for the beginning of the year, and now he's adding some goals into the mix, and he's just looking just so studly. So I don't know. I'm a little surprised just because of how booty cheeks the Canucks are. Once again, I always pick them to be a sneaky team every year, and they always do the same shit. I need to stop. I just need to stop picking them to be such a breakout team because they always just disappoint. But not Quinn Hughes. He's great, fantastic.
Well, their goalie's out. He's been out for like
that doesn't
month
help.
And a half.
Yeah, he's coming back though. Yeah.
Good. My surprise is your top pickup, Keandre Miller. Just because we've been talking about him since the beginning of the season, I think it's just really nice to see him actually break out. And numbers don't lie, and I think this got to be over 50% by next week. I mean, he should be. I don't know what people are doing, but not a lot of leagues value like defenseman, and it's kind of sad because he's still doing good for even if it's not like a banger league. He's still scoring points and doing good, so I mean he should be owned. But a lot of people overlook defense in like a normal standard league. Okay.
Yeah,
maybe we gotta get into one of those boring leagues next year. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I'm all over that.
Yeah. All right,
but
man.
Surprises. Now we'll break into some injuries here. All right, so I'm just going to do the rundown here. Some of the big name guys. So Poopy Roopy Heinz, upper body, didn't practice on Sunday, so be monitoring that injury. Then Evander Kane, with his wrist, is going to be reevaluated on Monday. He might return Tuesday. Holy crap! I need that like weeks ago. So that'd be great to get him back.
What are you, 500?
Yeah, I'm 500, and I'm about to go under
serious?
Probably this week.
Are you actually 500?
I am. I'm 7-7, bro. I don't know. Now I know how the other half lives. I've never had a hockey season this bad, so yeah. My
you're
team's
always
rough.
Dominant.
But it's okay. It happens. Everyone has a bad year.
Had to roast you.
Yeah, thanks. And then we got Chris Kreider, upper body. He's missed the past 3 games, so be looking at that one, upper body. Josh Norris, oh my gosh, the shoulder. He's finally getting close to being ready to return. That'll be good. They need him because Ottawa is looking for someone to inject some scoring into their team lately.
Sure.
And then Chris Letang, personal/lower body, is expected to meet back up with the Penguins in the next day or so. So finally be getting him back. And then Jeff Petrie, upper body, joined the Penguins for Monday's practice. That's good news. They're getting their 2 top D-men back. And then lastly here, Vladimir Tarasenko with his hand. He could be returning to the Blues on their upcoming homestand. So definitely welcome news there. And that's all your major injuries, and we'll move on to deep league moves now. All right, so I got it leading off deep league moves with Jeremy Lauzon. He is 0.6% rostered. Dude's a banger. He's getting some points lately, but this is really a move for a banger league. He has 120 hits and 35 blocked shots so far on the year, so this guy gets you those defensive stats, and he's kind of, guys like that, nice high floor player. And if you score those types of things, maybe a guy you could look at least for streaming or bottom of your roster, what have you. So Jeremy Lauzon, very available and could get you some decent points. Even in a categories league, if you're behind in hits, pick this guy up. He gets a few hits a game, so be looking for him there. And then we got Brett Pesce, 9.7% rostered, another D-man. This guy is kind of, he's a hot and cold guy. Anybody playing fantasy hockey has probably seen Brett Pesce come up on your waiver wire, over the years. For a D-man, he's not the bangiest of bangers, and he's not the scoriest of scorers. He's one of those guys that's just kind of decent at everything. And I think Jake, don't quote me, but bangiest of bangers and scoriest of scorers, I think Dr. Seuss wrote that. I'm just quoting here. But yeah, he's one of those guys that's just kind of decent at everything and not great at one specific thing. He'll be where he's supposed to be. He'll make some passes. He'll throw a few biscuits on the basket. When he's hot, though, he's hot. And he is hot right now, so definitely worth considering because he does go on those scoring streaks. And he's a guy you'd want on your team when he's in the midst of those, which he is right now. So, definitely worth consideration for a streaming option, deep league move, or, any of the above. And then we also have Dawson Mercer, 5.7% rostered young forward on Jersey. He's having a great week, 6 points in his last 5 games. He's a fourth liner, but he's getting that second PP time right now, getting some power play time, Jake. You love to see it. So yeah, go scoop him up. With that power play time makes him definitely very enticing. And then wrapping the old deep league moves up here, we got Cole Perfetti. Definitely, I think we're going to put him in, the flow of the week, Jake. I don't know if you go look at his profile. This guy's got a sick flow.
I'll go check it out.
Yeah, Jake's always the last final decision on the flow. Jake knows the flows. 12.8%.
This guy has shorter hair.
He's got a nice little hairdo there, though. But anyways, 12.8% rostered. He's having a sneaky good under the radar season. He's got 26 points in 39 games so far this year. He's got 6 points in his last 4 games. Second line, second power play. This guy is really, really flying under the radar, having a pretty good year. This could be one where it's like one of those maybe kind of little semi-breakout seasons where this kind of reminds me of Robert Thomas last year, just a little bit, not quite as much as Robert Thomas, but like in that same kind of thing where Robert Thomas was just scoring points and he was still he was just always at like 25% rostered. Cole Perfetti here, he just seems to keep, scoring a decent amount of points and he's just so low owned. This guy could be like the steal streamer of the year where you could just keep picking him up when he plays a game, dropping him, picking him up again. He could be that. There's always one of those or two of those guys every year where you can.
Isn't that what you tried with Keandre Miller?
Well, I picked up Keandre Miller at the beginting of the year. I drafted him, and then he for 2 weeks didn't do anything, so I dropped him because he wasn't scoring. He was just getting a lot of ice time. And then I just wasn't quick to pick him back up when he started doing good again. I missed it by like a few minutes, really. So. But yeah, so I digress. Yeah, this isn't the Zach bitches about fantasy hockey podcast. This is the Zach helps you win fantasy hockey podcast. And Jake help you win.
Yeah,
both of us help you win. Yeah, Jake helps too. We both help equally. Now we're gonna move into banger of the week. Ooh. So this week it's Jeremy Lauzon, who I did mention in Deep League Moves. Lauzon. 20 hits
20 bangs.
20 bangs. Sorry, 20 hits. Jesus, 20 bangs this week. And I believe he only played 3 games, maybe 4 games. 5 hits a game.
This guy got 20 bangs, and he looks like he cracks Bang energy drink off his skull and just chugs it. You know what I mean? Like,
honestly,
he just looks like Looks like shotguns bang energy, dude.
Yeah, the things you do to make banger of the week. It's a very highly thought of honor that these guys get. So Jeremy loves
congratulations, Jeremy.
Jeremy, keep on banging, bud. All right. Well, anything else to add, Jake? Any guys you're looking at or anybody you want to talk about?
Yeah, so the Washington D-man who just came back from injury. Why am I blanking right now? I'm trying to pull him up. But
Not Carlson, I can tell you that.
Backstrom. I was just gonna say you could throw him in deep league moves. He's gotten 2 assists in 4 games back, and he's still getting his legs under him. But Backstrom's still low rostered.
There you go, Nicholas Backstrom.
That's me, baby.
Yeah, go take a look at him. And then, that will do her. Thank you all for listening. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, get notified when our new episodes are dropping. And boy, they're going to be dropping. And go follow us on our social media. It's starting to pop off a little bit over there. We got Facebook, facebook.com/Garden of Sports podcast. We have Instagram, instagram.com/Garden of Sports. And we have Twitter, twitter.com/GOSPod2021. Go follow us, go like us. The Twitter is just, we have a Twitter, but we're not on it all the time. We're more active on Facebook and Instagram. But if you want to still go follow us on Twitter, go follow us. We're starting to get that going a little bit. The team is on it. And with that, we will catch you next week with a new fantasy hockey episode. And stay tuned. Be looking here every day for our streamer of the day. We're going to keep doing that every day, giving you guys a streamer to pick up. So be looking for those. And good luck on your fantasy teams this week. We'll catch you next week.
Sure. Thanks, everyone.